The idea of Sweden had been whispering to me for the longest time, quietly weaving itself into my daydreams and late-night thoughts. It was more than just a destination on a map. It felt like a calling, a gentle nudge from somewhere deep inside, urging me to step out of my comfort zone and into the unknown. It was a gentle call from a land of deep forests, sparkling lakes, and cities that seemed to float on water. The images I'd seen, endless green woods, mirror-like lakes, and the elegant spires of Stockholm, felt almost magical, as if Sweden existed in a world just slightly apart from my own. The thought of traveling there alone was both thrilling and daunting, but excitement won out. I imagined myself stepping into a story where every chapter was unwritten, every encounter a new possibility. Packing my bags, each item felt like a promise for the journey ahead: a sturdy pair of boots, a warm scarf, and a journal. Every object I tucked away seemed to carry its own sense of anticipation, as if it too was eager to see what lay ahead. I imagined the people I might meet, strangers who could become friends, each with their own stories and perspectives to share. The stories I might hear, woven from the fabric of Swedish life, tales of midsummer celebrations, of long winter nights, and of the quiet beauty found in everyday moments. And the person I might become, shaped by new experiences and the freedom of being somewhere entirely new. I wondered how travel might change me, what hidden strengths or dreams I might discover along the way. The world feels big when you're planning to explore it solo, but that's what makes it so exciting. There's a special kind of courage in setting out alone, trusting that the journey will reveal its gifts in time. The night before my flight, I barely slept, my mind racing with images of Stockholm's old town and the green islands of its archipelago. I replayed my plans over and over, feeling a mix of nerves and anticipation that made the hours stretch endlessly. I told myself it was okay to feel nervous. After all, that's how the best adventures begin. Every great story starts with a leap into the unknown, and I was ready to take mine. With a deep breath and a hopeful heart, I set off. The world outside my door felt different, charged with possibility, as if it too was waiting to see what I would discover. The journey above the clouds felt like a transition, leaving the familiar, flying toward the unknown. As the plane soared higher, I watched the world shrink below me and felt a sense of freedom I'd never known before. I promised myself to be open, curious, and to embrace every moment, whether challenging or joyful. I wanted to collect memories, not just photographs, and to let each day surprise me. This wasn't just a holiday, it was a pilgrimage to a place I'd longed to see, and a journey to get to know myself better. I hoped to find inspiration in Sweden's landscapes, and maybe a new sense of belonging. Sweden was waiting, and I was finally on my way. The adventure had begun, and I could feel the first pages of my story turning. And I was ready to say hello, to Sweden, to new experiences, and to the person I was about to become. My adventure began in Stockholm, a city that truly captures the heart. From the moment I arrived, I was struck by the city's unique blend of old-world charm and modern vibrancy. Built across 14 islands, Stockholm shimmers with water and history. The city's waterways reflect centuries of stories, and every bridge seems to connect not just land, but eras and cultures. My first steps in Gamla stan, the old town, felt like walking into a storybook. Cobbled streets, golden buildings, hidden alleyways. Every corner revealed a new detail. A centuries-old door, a lantern glowing softly, the echo of footsteps on stone. I wandered with no plan, letting curiosity guide me. The city seemed to invite exploration, rewarding every detour with a new discovery. An artisan's shop, a quiet courtyard, a burst of laughter from a nearby cafe. Visiting the royal palace and watching the stoic guards, I felt the city's regal past. The grandeur of the palace, with its ornate facades and ceremonial traditions, made history feel alive and present. A ferry to Djurgården brought me to the Vasa Museum, where a 17th-century ship stands as a testament to ambition and history. Standing before the massive preserved vessel, I was reminded of the city's deep connection to the sea and its adventurous spirit. My favorite moments were spent on a bench by the water, watching boats glide by and soaking in the city's peaceful energy. The gentle lapping of the waves and the distant hum of the city created a sense of calm I hadn't expected. Stockholm is both bustling and calm, a place where you can find solitude or join the crowd. Parks and plazas offer quiet escapes, while lively streets pulse with energy and life. As the sun set, the city glowed gold, and I'd find a cozy cafe to write in my journal. The warmth of candlelight and the aroma of fresh coffee made each evening feel special, a perfect end to a day of discovery. Stockholm taught me that a city can be both grand and intimate. Its majestic buildings stand alongside quiet corners where you can pause and reflect. It holds its past with pride while embracing the future. Modern design and innovation blend seamlessly with centuries-old traditions, creating a city that feels timeless yet ever-evolving. It was the perfect place to begin my solo journey. The city's welcoming spirit made it easy to feel at ease, even when everything was new. Stockholm welcomed me with open arms. Locals greeted me with warm smiles, and every interaction felt genuine and kind. I felt at home, even as a stranger. There was a sense of belonging that surprised me, a gentle reassurance in every moment. The city whispered, "You're going to be just fine here." And as I watched the sunrise over Stockholm, I knew my journey was off to a beautiful start. After leaving the vibrant energy of Stockholm behind, I boarded a train heading west to Gothenburg, Stockholm's laid-back creative cousin, known for its easygoing charm and artistic spirit. The journey itself was a peaceful transition as the Swedish countryside rolled by in a blur of green fields and sparkling lakes, setting the stage for what was to come. The city's Dutch-style canals and leafy boulevards immediately set a relaxed, welcoming tone. Waterways wind through the heart of Gothenburg, reflecting the city's calm pace and inviting you to slow down and take it all in. Riding the iconic blue and white trams, I felt like a local, gliding past cozy neighborhoods and bustling markets. The gentle rhythm of the tram seemed to echo the city's unhurried lifestyle. In the Haga district, I wandered among charming wooden houses and cobbled streets, discovering the legendary Hagabull, a cinnamon bun the size of a plate, famous throughout Sweden for its sweet, comforting flavor. Sitting in a cozy cafe, savoring strong Swedish coffee and a warm pastry, I truly felt the Swedish art of slowing down. Locals lingered over their fika, sharing stories and laughter, making time for connection. Gothenburg's green spaces, like the sprawling Slottsskogen Park, showed me how much Swedes value nature and outdoor life. The park felt like the city's backyard, open to everyone. Families picnicked on the grass, friends played games under the trees, and the park's free zoo brought me face to face with moose and seals, reminding me of the city's playful, family-friendly side. But what stood out most was the warmth of the people. Every smile, every kind word, and every helpful gesture made me feel instantly welcome, as if I belonged here. Gothenburg doesn't shout about its beauty, it whispers it in the rustle of leaves, the gentle lapping of water, and the irresistible aroma of cinnamon buns drifting from a bakery on a quiet street. The city felt like a gentle hug, soft, reassuring, and always there. Even when I was alone, I never felt lonely in Gothenburg's embrace. Gothenburg's soul is quiet, kind, and unforgettable, a city that leaves you feeling lighter and somehow more at home. After the cities, I craved the silence of the Swedish countryside. I rented a Redstuga cottage in Småland, surrounded by pine and birch trees. The only sound was the wind through the leaves, a silence so deep it felt like music. My days followed the sun-early walks in mossy forests, the scent of earth and pine in the air. Sometimes I'd find a hidden lake, its surface glassy and still. Sweden's Allemansrätten, the right to roam, let me wander freely, picking wild berries and dipping my feet in cool water. Evenings were spent by the fire, reading as the sky turned velvet blue and stars appeared. The countryside offered more than scenery. It gave me space to reconnect with myself. The peace was profound. Nature became my companion. I understood why Swedes cherished this connection to the land. The countryside restored my soul. It was a gift I didn't know I needed. You can't talk about Sweden without mentioning fika. Fika is more than a coffee break. It's a cherished ritual of pausing, sharing, and connecting. In cozy cafes, I met locals over coffee and cinnamon buns, sharing stories and laughter. These moments of connection made solo travel feel less lonely. Swedish food was a delight. Smoked salmon on crisp bread, hearty stews, and fresh herring. Eating alone felt natural. Cafes were filled with solo diners, lost in books or thought. Each meal became a small adventure, a way to taste the culture. Through fika and food, I experienced Swedish life from the inside. It wasn't just about sightseeing. It was about joining in daily rituals. These simple moments painted a picture of a society that values community and the joy of everyday life. Fika became my favorite Swedish word. Traveling alone is a journey of contrasts, moments of pure joy and occasional loneliness. I felt alive on a ferry in the Stockholm archipelago, wind in my hair, sun on my face. But there were quiet evenings when I missed familiar faces. I learned not to fight loneliness, but to sit with it, understand it, and let it pass. Music, journaling, and calls home became my comfort. These moments taught me self-reliance and the value of my own company. I discovered strength and resilience I didn't know I had. The solitude wasn't something to fear, it was a gift. In the quiet, I got to know myself better. Joy and loneliness are both part of the adventure. Each feeling made the journey richer. I learned to embrace them all. Solo travel in Sweden is easier than you might think. The language barrier melted away. Almost everyone spoke English and was happy to help. Learning a few Swedish phrases was appreciated and made me feel more connected. Public transport was a dream: clean, punctual trains and easy-to-navigate trams, buses, and ferries. Travel apps and multi-day passes made getting around simple and affordable. Eating alone was normal. Cafes and restaurants welcomed solo diners. I brought a journal or book, turning meals into moments of reflection. Mixing up accommodation, hotels, guest houses, and countryside cottages gave me different perspectives on Sweden. Booking ahead, especially in summer, was essential. I always shared my itinerary with someone back home for peace of mind. These small steps let me relax and fully enjoy the adventure. Practical planning made the journey smooth and stress-free. As my journey ended, I reflected on all I'd learned. Sweden taught me the beauty of slowing down and the value of lagom, finding balance in life. Time in nature was healing, clearing my mind and nourishing my soul. I rediscovered my love for the outdoors and the importance of disconnecting from screens. Solo travel showed me my own strength and resilience. Each small challenge built my confidence and trust in myself. I learned to be resourceful and comfortable in my own company. Most of all, I was touched by the kindness of strangers. Small acts of generosity transformed my trip into something unforgettable. Sweden showed me its beautiful heart. I left with more than memories. I left changed. The lessons will stay with me always. My solo journey through Sweden was one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. It was a story written in cobblestone streets, quiet forests, and friendly smiles. I hope my memories spark curiosity in your own heart. If you have a dream destination whispering to you, don't be afraid to go, especially alone. The world is kinder and more welcoming than you might imagine. Solo travel opens you to new experiences and connections. It's a gift you give yourself, a chance to grow in unexpected ways. If my stories moved you, join me on my continuing adventures online. Your support means the world and lets me keep sharing these journeys. Together, we can inspire each other to explore more of this wonderful world. So, what's your dream? Start planning, take that first step, and believe in yourself. The world is waiting. Go on, it's your turn to dream.